friends, welcome to Mimi's Mixed Bag. Thank you for stopping by. If this is your first video of mine, check out my playlist. I've got hundreds of craft projects, home decor, happy gifts, all kinds of fun stuff to watch. Today I'm sharing with you some highlights of a trip I just got back on. I've never had the opportunity to visit California, and I got to spend a week in San Francisco. There is so much to see and do, and in 5 days we were non-stop because I wasn't sure if I'd ever get back there again, so I wanted to see as much as I could see. Now, a lot of my pictures are going to be flowers. I was just amazed by some of the foliage and flowers they had in San Francisco. I didn't recognize a lot of the flowers and plants. You know, San Francisco is in Northern California and I'm in the Mid-South, so we are two complete different climates, but it was just amazing to see some of the beautiful plants. So I shared a lot of that with you. So before each set of pictures, I'll put a title page of wherever we were at. My original plan was to set this to music, but I just felt like the pictures didn't tell the whole story, so I thought I would narrate it. My daughter's family and my best friend, 6 of us, we flew from Memphis to Oakland, stayed at Airbnb in Alameda, just out 30 minutes outside of the city. And our first day, we explored wine country, which is Sonoma Valley. It was just beautiful. It was everything I thought it was going to be. We stopped at the Klein Family Cellars. It was a winery / wedding venue. Lots of different places to have your wedding. It was just beautiful. Flowers and fountains and just everything you would imagine a Sonoma Valley winery would be. The antique truck, they had this beautiful cross over the vineyard, beautiful rose gardens and Adirondack chairs and some palm trees and fountains. And we just walked all over the property, just beautiful, these long stem daisies. And these flowers I'd never seen before. They were really pretty. And more rose. This was multicolored roses on one stem. They had a couple donkeys. They said these covers on their eyes was to keep the flies out. I don't know enough about donkeys, but we had a fun time doing wine tasting. It was about $40 and you got to wine taste for about an hour and 6 different varieties. Now, our second day, we devoted to Yosemite National Park. We were 3 hours away. It was a hike over there, but we were just too close not to see this for ourselves. The pictures just don't do it justice. Just absolutely beautiful. This stuff looked like just a postcard. These trees were just a mile high, and we walked up this trail about 6/10 of a mile to get to Old Grizzly, and you'll see that here in a second. Just the biggest trees I've ever seen. Here's the big grizzly, and the next one, they had lots of pictures like from 1960s where cars were in it. This has been a tourist attraction for years and years. On the other side of the park was these just huge mountains, look like postcards. I just cannot, the pictures just don't do it justice. But this was famous mountains called Half Dome and El Capitan. These are super famous mountains for hikers, just waterfalls all over the place. And I live near East Tennessee, and this had nothing on that. And so this was a sunset I caught in the car on the way back, 3 hours back to San Francisco. Just beautiful. Day 3, the morning time, we decided to explore Haight Ashbury. That is a big 1960s hippie era. These gorgeous flowers on a lot of houses, super colorful. It was just, you know, the rock and roll hippie movement made this neighborhood famous. Beautiful flowers in every yard, and I just couldn't help but take pictures of the flowers. Lots of Victorian homes. This one is called Angel's Trumpet, those hanging flowers. This is some kind of lily. And these cone type flowers I've never seen before. And these is something like a fuchsia plant or something like that. I looked some of them up and I saw succulents all over. We don't live in a climate that really does succulents outside, and they were just beautiful. We got to see 3 famous houses. This is the Jerry Garcia Grateful Dead. This is Janis Joplin. And this last one here was Jimi Hendrix lived here at one time. And those are all protected historical sites in San Francisco. Now that afternoon we did Chinatown. I've done New York Chinatown and I've done San Francisco now, and Chinatown in San Francisco is so much nicer and cleaner and beautiful. Beautiful murals all over on lots of buildings. Just clean as you I was just surprised it was so clean. This restaurant came recommended to us. It was a dim sum restaurant, and the center of the table turned and was like little bites of everything. It was delicious. Someone also told us to go to the Golden Gate Fortune Cookie Company, where you could do personalized fortune cookies. She was sitting there making them. We all bought bags of fortune cookies, and they were so good. Now, the next day, we did the Golden Gate Park, and this Japanese tea garden was just breathtaking. It was everything you would think a Japanese garden was. Really cool bridge right there. Beautiful statues, water, the koi or goldfish. I'm not sure what they are, probably koi maybe. Just beautiful. Everything was neat and clean, and the flowers were just gorgeous. It cost $15 to get in, and it took us a good solid hour or more to walk through it. Unusual Asian type plants. This was a split trunk where all of us took our picture through the hole. That was really neat. All kinds of neat bonsai and foliage all over. Very Asian inspired, of course, and just beautiful statues and greenery. And this is another plant I'd never seen before. I'm sure it's some kind of Asian variety that I'm not familiar with. And here is me and my bestie, Michelle, at being silly. Now, our last day, we had day 4, we did explore Fisherman's Wharf. This one I'm a little disappointed. It was neat to see, but it's, from what I hear, it's not what it used to be. It was a lot of just t-shirt shops, and a lot of the buildings were closed. My favorite part was visiting Ghirardelli chocolate. That's one of my favorite chocolates. We certainly ate some and we bought some. Delicious chocolate if you've never had it. And we did go to Pier 39, which they had really neat sea lions there. You could hear them all over the wharf. And then that night, we had our Alcatraz tour. And it was the longest day of the summer, so they said it was a little lighter than it normally is. But once we got over there, we rode the ferry. We had to walk probably a mile around it to get up to the building. But the flowers were gorgeous, just absolutely. I mean, the pictures don't hardly do it justice. But this prison has been closed, about 60 years, so it was very dilapidated, but they've kind of refurbished it without ruining the integrity of it. But this was the morgue, and just really horrific looking conditions, and we got to walk all through it with an audio. A couple of the inmates are still alive, and they're in their 80s, and they narrated the tour, and that was really kind of neat to hear their perspective. So I hope you enjoyed seeing my pictures. I don't know if I'll ever get a chance to go back, but I just absolutely loved the trip, and hope you enjoyed me sharing it with you. Bye-bye.